Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're talking about some fragrances we voted on last year in 2025 to maybe be brought back for summer semi-annual sale of 2026. Now, I have done a couple of other videos on the different style surveys. So there was a warm and woodsy survey, treats and sweets, a botanical and blooms. There's still a juicy and fruity that we have to do, but today is going to be fresh and clean. That said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. All right, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. Now, regarding this video and as it pertains to what fragrances will be returning for the summer semi-annual sale, as we get closer to that sale, which is rumored to be starting on June 15th, Bath & Body Works will confirm the fragrances that are truly returning. Regarding the fragrances that I'm going to be talking about today, they were part of surveys that we took last year as rewards members, really giving Bath & Body Works an idea of some of the fragrances that we would like to see return for the summer semi-annual sale this year in 2026. Now, I am not employed at Bath & Body Works. I am also not affiliated with Bath & Body Works. And although a lot of these fragrances have not been seen on those typical like spoiler pages for fragrances that we could see this year in the sale, this was a requested video. And I do think it's fun to kind of go through what all we voted on and at least give you guys some awareness as to the pool of fragrances that they would be considering fresh and clean. So this video, definitely for awareness, definitely not saying like these are the fragrances that are coming by any means. And I just want to be very clear about that. So that said, let's go ahead and dive into the fresh and clean fragrances that we voted on last year. The first one we have is one of my favorites, and this is going to be Cotton Blossom. Now, as someone that really enjoys floral fragrances and kind of these fresh floral fragrances, whether it's something like a white jasmine that I think we saw in 2023, that's when I picked up my bottle at the semi-annual sale, or something like a Pure Wonder that definitely has this kind of clean creaminess, but also the jasmine embedded in that one as well. Cotton Blossom has notes of cotton flower, crisp air, and soft white musk, and it's just the most beautiful, super fresh floral style fragrance. When I think of fresh and clean, I don't think of laundry and kind of soapy smells. I know some people do. This is what I'm thinking of when I think of the clean fragrances that I prefer. It kind of smells like being outside on a super fresh and crisp spring day. Absolutely love this fragrance. Would be perfect for someone that maybe doesn't like a super strong fragrance. And sometimes even on myself, like Velvet Sugar, one of my all-time, if not my all-time favorites. Some days that is just way too much for me. So something like a Cotton Blossom would be perfect on those days where you just want a little bit of fragrance, but nothing too overpowering. Also a great fragrance for if you're feeling a little bit under the weather or you have allergies and fragrances are just a bit irritating. Cotton Blossom has always been one that is just perfect for kind of throw on and go and nothing too like punchy or in your face. So absolutely love that one and would love to see that one return. The next one we have is going to be Indigo Dreams, and this one was a part of a broader collection, I believe, including Indigo Dreams that were for fragrances. So I think it was like Indigo Dreams, fresh coconut and cotton, or fresh cotton and coconut, some variation of that. Sun washed, no, it's not sun washed suede, sun drenched bloom, sun drenched. I'm totally failing right now. I'll put an image of what the collection looks like with the actual fragrance names. Indigo Dreams, though, has notes of bergamot water, glowing amber, and warm musk. It's a nice fragrance. However, I think it's the bergamot water, kind of that more fresh aquatic smell, competing with the glowing amber and warm musk that lean a little bit more warm that I don't like in this fragrance. I think it's nice. I definitely think it's super wearable, super fresh and clean, super great for throughout the entire year. Definitely not seasonally specific. For me, however, though, I think it's that mix of just trying to be aquatic and warm at the same time that just doesn't work on my, like with my skin chemistry. So I think it's a nice fragrance, just not something that I would like to see back myself. The next one we have is going to be Juniper Breeze, and although I can't think of your username right now, I know there is at least one of you that likes to comment how much they would like to see Juniper Breeze back. So when I saw this on the list as I was creating this video, I got super excited, and I'm hoping for your sake they are going to be bringing it back, because you have been very consistent in saying that you want this one back. So that makes me excited that maybe they'll pull this and bring it back for you. But Juniper Breeze has notes of juniper leaves, green apple, blue jasmine, fresh woods, and dewy musk. This is definitely an interesting smell. It does go a little bit more of a bitter, earthy vibe rather than like a sweet or like a laundry type of fresh and clean fragrance. So I do want you to have that in mind if you've never smelled this fragrance, but there's almost something about it that makes it so different from everything else that you kind of want to try it. I think it's something between the juniper leaves and the fresh woods that does give it more of this earthy bite, but I actually like this fragrance. I think it's good for the summertime, especially if it is super hot outside and you almost want something that's like maybe even like a twisted peppermint level. You just want something that's fresh, it's clean, it's almost like savory in a way, and not necessarily like super sweet and gourmand and sticky, if that makes any sense. But I actually do have an old bottle of lotion of this. As in my mom has this, so like we have it. I don't have it right now, or else I would pop it up on the screen, but I actually really like this one, and I think it's great for the summer. Definitely something unique in everything that we're seeing dropping right now. The next fragrance we have is going to be Kaleidoscope. Now this one, I think it was 2021 it released, 2022, something like that. I can't remember the exact year, but I definitely remember the super holographic packaging. And this one has notes of iris, cedarwood, clean musk, and pink pepper. When it comes to fresh and clean fragrances, I definitely prefer these more floral style fragrances. I know this one has the iris in it. I think it's something with the pink pepper though that just gives this one a little bit of unwanted spice. Now I do like kind of a pepper fragrance or a peppercorn fragrance or scent note in some of my other fragrances. So I do like something like a warm, it's not warm vanilla woods, it's wicked vanilla woods, or Lush's Lord of Misrule, which they're both definitely these kind of peppery vanilla style fragrances. However, I think when you're mixing pepper with a floral instead of something more gourmand and vanilla, that's what I don't like. It's kind of this weird fresh and clean, but like fresh and spicy in a way. It can almost go more of a cologne route for me rather than a fragrance that I'd prefer to wear on myself. So Kaleidoscope, really cool packaging, just not something that really works on me. The next one we have though is one that I really like, and honestly I thought this was some really great packaging this year. Between this one and then the other one, which I think is Warm Sand, I actually forgot to tell you guys the fragrance, we have Endless Sea. Endless Sea came out as part of a duo. I think it was Endless Sea and I want to say Warm Sand or like Sun Sand or something like that. It was definitely kind of like this watery, cool vibe in this more warm, like land vibe. Endless Sea though has notes of fresh bergamot, saltwater lily, and ocean driftwood. This is something, because all of those fragrances do definitely lean more of the aquatic realm, not like the Indigo Dreams where you have this aquatic competing with the amber and kind of these warm fragrance notes. I really like this one. One of the reasons why I like this one is, unlike an At the Beach, which definitely people could read both of these scent notes and be like, those are just the exact same. This is one of the few aquatic fragrances, also something like an Underwater Oasis that we got a couple of years ago, that doesn't necessarily go like tropical or beachy or sunscreeny in any way, shape, or form. They're just solid aquatic fragrances, which is something I feel like we've really missed out on this year in the last 2 or 3 years. So I actually really like this fragrance, and I would like to see this one return. Now the last one we have, and this one is pretty famous. I know a lot of people were disappointed with its counterpart, or not counterpart, but its, I guess, other collection piece when that one came out last year, and this is going to be Aruba Coconut. If you're familiar with the one that came out last year that was also a part of this collection, that was, I literally just had it in my brain and I totally blanked, Bali Mango. Bali Mango was also super famous. When it came back though, a lot of people did not like this one. Aruba Coconut though, and Rio Rumberry, which would be the third as part of this this original collection. I think between the Aruba Coconut and the Rio Rum Berry, those are definitely of a higher chance that more people will like. I think there's just something in mango fragrances that it can either go super right or super wrong. And I think just for Bali Mango, a lot of it went super wrong. That said though, Aruba Coconut has notes. It says an island blend of creamy coconut, exotic lychee, and white musk. I don't really remember this one too much. I know a lot of people really enjoyed it. I remember Rio Rum Berry a little bit better because at that time of kind of, gosh, when was this released? Years ago, because it still had the curvy bottle. I was not very much a coconut fan. I got really into coconut around like 2018 and 2019. That's when I bought Waikiki Beach Coconut for about 4 years consecutively and was like, I never want to smell this one again. Totally used this way too much. Same thing with something like a Costa Rica Pink Pineapple Sunrise. So I know I didn't vote for this one because I'm like kind of coconutted out. Like that is just not a scent preference that I'm super pulling for. But I don't really remember this one in the realm of coconut as to whether it was like super gourmand, super warm and toasted, super fresh. I would say based off the scent notes, it does sound more like a Waikiki Beach coconut as opposed to something like a whipped coconut milkshake or a coconut cream pie. So I would say I could see maybe if you're a huge fan of Waikiki Beach coconut, this one would be high on your list. For me, however, though, I'm just a little bit done with coconut, so this one did not make my vote for this survey. But you guys, that really wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about the fresh and clean options. Was there anything that was totally missing where you're like, hey, this was the best fresh and clean scent and we didn't give us a chance to vote on it? Let me know, as always, your thoughts in the comments down below. But that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.